They haven't wanted to join anybody.
Because the media rights deal would have been different if Notre Dame was included. But because Notre Dame wasn't included, you know how that go.
You know, that's the Big Conference media deal. You can sign your own media deal.
But they're trying to go to the Big Ten won't them. The Big Ten.
I mean, they in the area. They in the area. They might as well be a Big Ten team.
Going to the playoffs because they're not gonna ever be a conference champion.
Oh.
And when you can, I'm gonna start the show. I'm starting the show. We'll talk to you later. This is probably not going to be a clip, but it's all right. It's all right. Let me get back a little bit. Ooh. In honor of Jeezy, Patty Dex, NPR Music, it's another TP. You know who I wouldn't want to be right now? I would not be that Miami Hurricanes fan that decided to talk that school in Daytona. I apologize. I was not go viral. I was not. So my bad. That's on me. I didn't say it, but I retweeted and it almost fell out my chest. So I take responsibility. Not the fact that FAMU and HBCU FCS school 1AA at the time, Hurricanes with Jim Kelly on the squad. Wasn't no school in Florida winning no national championships for FAMU. FAMU started this shit, and period. It's okay. I'm a Seminole. That's it. FAMU got 17. They are the most successful team in the state. So, for you, sir.
Don't come for me if I ain't send for you. That's my motto. You let that man know if your team lost, they lost. I don't care if they.
It's big HBCU over here, so Miami, we ain't worried about it. 1AA championship too, so they was. I'm just saying.
And we Jim Kelly Hall of Famer, Super Bowls.
4 of them times.
Not one, not two. But you made it to 4 Super Bowls and managed to fuck off every single one.
I don't feel bad for Miami. I can't. It is not in either of my DNAs to feel bad with them. They caught a stray for no reason at all. And it's all my fault. It is really all my fault. A wrong that I have placed upon.
Wait, hold on. I got a bookmark. This is February 20th, 2024, and Troy has found some humility.
I am a fan of hockey, and my Lightning are losing again. Every time we go live, the Lightning lose. They're better than good, but when you not, it's like being the Bucks. It's just like being the Bucks.
If y'all in the running,
go Eli.
2-9-7 teams to the Super Bowl and beat an undefeated Patriots team because they do this every year. They start out strong. They
just do. Some quarterbacks beat goats. You know us who beat goats? The Raiders. And I like my head coach, man.
Stop.
Hey man, hold on. We're not doing that right now. We talking about the Raiders right now. Listen to my head coach.
With the Pistons, all those guys in the 80s before he came Michael Jordan, Air Jordan.
Listen. What? How you don't like that?
That hyped me up. Y'all ain't beat the crap out of us. I don't know.
We'll figure out the rest. Just give me a quarterback. That's all I need. We'll figure out the rest.
I feel like that set the franchise back a little bit.
Wasn't he did he start at Ole Miss?
No, he started at Auburn. He started at Auburn.
Auburn, that's what it was.
Yep, that's where he started. And
he's played a whole pro career, but at the college level. And how many national championships has he won?
0.
Damn. It's the same thing. Like if they draft Bo Nix, he will be this year's Josh Rosen. See, Josh Rosen didn't win in college, but they believed him. They thought he had the intangibles, right? Just like what was the quarterback that went to USC? Ended up going to the Jets.
His head coach told him not to go pro. What your coach tell you? Hey man, I don't think you should do this. And
He sucks.
But did they win because of what he did, or did
he
they
didn't
win
throw
because
200.
they had the #1 defense in college?
Any Big Ten team throw the football. Oh wait, Purdue, Ohio State, and
Really?
Purdue. That's it.
The black and blue division.
Y'all just ain't gonna even attempt the pass. Okay, all right.
Hey, stop it! I love me some good physical, hard-nosed football.
3 yards out of dust.
Why are we throwing the football? But you can't go a whole season without your quarterback going, you know what? I'm back.
He didn't have he basically did what Brock Purdy should have done in the Super Bowl. Make a play when they need you to. The play. JJ McCarthy did that. Not saying he could do it at the pro level.
Can we stop putting little league quarterbacks in the NFL? Can we stop doing that? In the NFL, like I'm sick of Brock Purdy's. I'm sick of the JJ McCarthy's. Give me a freaking quarterback. Give me somebody that, if your highlight films are these key third downs or these broken plays, Caleb Williams, if that is the highlight film, I want you. I want the dude that you throw for 8 yards. That's the dude I want. I want that dude.
What do you mean?
So you really want me to throw Troy Aikman on?
Oh,
so everybody know Troy don't make my Mount Rushmore quarterbacks. He don't.
Would he?
He not like me though.
Hey Charles, see how I just put him up on that hill, huh? Crazy.
See, we keep seeing these Lynn Swan highlights, and
he was one of the lowest scores on the NFL's IQ test that they've ever seen from a quarterback.
They keep giving. Come on, man.
No, it doesn't matter.
They stay wrong or something like that. Like it shouldn't even have counted. So whoever was porting that, they were just
look. I'm gonna tell you like this, Charles. I'm gonna tell you like CJ Stroud dice up college football's best defense. A defense that was, and it wasn't just, oh, he right then. He's the best quarterback. I don't want Bryce Young. He's too little. We should have beat Alabama the first game of the year. Struggles under pressure. I didn't see that from CJ. CJ
10-point lead. But honestly, if Marvin Harrison doesn't get hurt, that game's a wrap.
The different
they were up. They raced out to like a 14-point lead.
Speaking of your quarterback, TP, he likes to go on podcasts and shot his PR people because they're for the old school. Now, full disclosure, he's disrespecting the Gator. So, and Fred. So I'm like, and he took that shit personal real quick, real fast.
As he should have.
It went from 0 to 100. He said, what did y'all win? And he said, I'm like, he's so disrespectful. But the game was so good. I'm sorry. That's
Florida even beat Ohio State for a championship, like back in like 2007, right? But Florida been pretty so. I mean, for CJ, most of his
the Chris Lee and Tebow era, right? Percy Harvin, no.
And
you can't get it. Super Bowl.
And Devin Hester.
Devin Hester in that defense. Urlacher.
It wasn't Devin Hester. That was
It was Devin Hester.
Devin Hester went to UM. It was Percy Harvin.
No, he talked
Percy Harvin.
No, we're talking about for the Bears.
Oh,
Devin
for the Bears.
Hester failed career with the Bears and the Giants, but he took the Bears to the Super Bowl. Well, the defense took him to the Super Bowl. So, and then in that Super Bowl, Devin Hester returns the opening kick, and they proceeded to not do shit the rest of the game.
I mean, don't even get me started on Devin Hester. And White Shoes Johnson got to get into the Hall of Fame. Got to. If you put Devin in, Billy White Shoes should have been in a long time ago because there are. Oh man, don't get me started.
That's gonna open the floodgate, though. I need to see Dante Hall in there too. I'll start opening up the door to for that to be to be honest. But we gotta have a whole list for returners because that is an important part of the game. If you put kickers in the Hall of Fame, I need my returners in the Hall of Fame. I'm sorry.
I need more kickers in the Hall of Fame.
Look like Marlo just made it in here.
I'm in here.
So everyone, the reason Charles is here, well, one of the reasons Charles is here is that we are talking about expanding to Tennessee, specifically in Nashville. Where my understanding is there isn't a lot of land available. However, we know a school that might have some land for them.
Do we? I don't know a school that should have land for them.
So go ahead and enlighten us on. Well, enlighten
Tennessee
us on
State can't help them out.
State ain't, in my opinion, for several reasons, can't help them out with nothing unless pointing them down the street and away from their campus. But so what's going on right now? You know, MLB's been talking about expanding to 32 teams. So they're looking at, I want to say it's Vegas, now that's really advocating for Nashville to get a MLB team. I want to say they're based after the Negro League team. Land surveys. They started this a couple of years ago. And one of the spaces that they're looking at, TSU, in its founding. So they came to TSU. As part of the stadium, there would be some housing built. TSU would get some revenue from it around that stadium, all of which sounds like good things. Lose that large portion of farmland. And with TSU being in one of the shrinking Black communities in National Street, so to speak. So right now they're going through some Malark. Government just voted to roll the board off, which a lot of the board members were leaving anyway, but they're about to bring in a lot new board members. So there's a possibility with some of these moves, the state will be using that to influence some of the land grab, if you will, around Tennessee State University. There's not too much room, especially in the downtown Nashville area. The Titans are building a new stadium, but that's not going to be complete till 2026. So putting it on the riverbank of the baseball team in Nashville.
They'll be in the same position the Rays are in.
Well, I have a question.
It's kind of swampy. So first off, there's going to be a huge infrastructure project because they'd have to backfill it. But it's kind of swampy. So Tennessee State uses it for their natural disasters. They use it for their livestock. They use it for conservation efforts because it's right on the Cumberland River. So how many acres it is, but it's a lot of acres, and it's all owned by Tennessee State. It's right, if you go to the campus, it's right behind the couple of miles either way.
And then the agriculture or the livestock that's on it, that's not owned by the university.
No, it's all.
Okay. Because you're saying that it'll be a lot of Black businesses impacted if they build a stadium there?
Yeah, so with the current street has TSU, Meharry, and Fisk on the same street. And it used to be, it still is, a really thriving Black community. But as Nashville has become a more modern city, they've gentrified a lot of it. They gutted it. They put a highway that goes straight through the street, or the overpass does. So that took out a lot of businesses. A lot of homes have been bought up and redeveloped. So if they put a stadium right there, that would drive up the property values first and foremost. So all of the apartments that are near there, all the houses that are near there, a lot of those are still owned by Black people, or still inhabited by Black people, but the apartment prices, those will skyrocket. So that's going to put a lot of people out. And then the houses, a lot of people are coming in right now to try to develop the area. But if the stadium is built, then it's going to increase, and they're going to be offering people substantially more money than they're offering them now, which would be good for them and them personally. But as for the community, that's how community dies.
Oh, yeah. So let me allow me to give the people a history lesson. Around the 50s and 60s, when black people were trying to acquire properties, they would go to the bank for a loan just like everybody else, but they would have red areas where they would not sell black people homes. So what they do, the lower or less desirable locations like around Tennessee State, like you said, the land isn't the best, but they do make the best of it. Now they're looking at it as okay, well, we need this land now, so let's try to get the people out of there. And this is how gentrification starts. It starts with an idea that, hey, we may have put them there, but now we need this area because we have an ability to make money there. At first, they couldn't see it as being profitable, but now they can. So now they're trying to change how they look at it and then enforce their will. And now you're seeing, like you said, there's different board members being moved in. They're starting to get other people in place that'll help with these decisions. Because at the end of the day, if the state comes down and almost forces it, I would say it still has to do with the university. But then if they have any type of influence on that board, it'll get passed. That's the sad part about it. And you're gonna start to see the change, and it's gonna happen almost overnight.
A excellent example of that is when I was at Florida State, I would call the line of demarcation between Florida State and FAMU was Gain Street. If you go to Gain Street now, there are Starbucks, apartment complexes, and the brick structure looks a lot like Florida State. So it's almost as if and the apartment complexes that we stayed in at the time near the area, you talking back in the day was it's probably $600 just for a window.
Yeah.
I posted. I'm the first one. I'm like, dang. I feel like if MLB really want this land, the state of Tennessee OTSU about $2 billion. So about $2 billion to fold out for you.
Yeah, like I'm kind of the same mind where the state ain't trying to come up off that money. Proposals for the stadium. They've talked about the TSU would retain ownership of the land, but that doesn't really matter. Stadium there, and the small amount of value, but TSU also needs a lot of monetary value. So if you're going to purchase that land or lease that land, like you said, they would need to TSU beyond all of that, which owners want the stadiums built for free, so they're not trying to invest in the community anyway.
You get on Google Maps and you look at the Tampa Bay Rays Stadium, Tropicana Field, League Field, which is attached to a city park. Immediate year in college. So we're talking 96, 98, somewhere around that area. Why haven't they not been in projects?
Another example, right? So the MLB for, I'm gonna move you to Houston real quick. So, which is a little bit past downtown. It's on the south. So moved them downtown to Minute Maid Park. Built Reliant out there, right? Now it was hood around. If you go there now, let's say you go to a Texas game and you make a wrong place in already urban areas because they don't reinvest into the urban area. They don't try to uplift the area, just kind of ends up falling by the wayside.
So I'm from Cincinnati because the Red Stadium and the Bengal Stadium are there my whole life. So
right.
It takes invested in the community. Like it's the donations or the community service and all of that to look good, but they're not putting these communities most of the time.
I tell you what, they did not
out of the highway. They ain't on the strip. They strip-ish.
No, it's not. At the end where Mandalay Bay is, right across to Elite.
Today when I was talking to him on the phone, I just found a quote. Remember, we reported on here that the Oakland A's, remember that? Mayor of Las Vegas says she keep asking for more and more and more. You was a small market team. That's where you get Moneyball from. Is the Oakland
Aces, the world champion Aces too.
The Aces too. The Aces won the championship. Don't.
Hey, Aisha, it's me.
Nah, she just released a book too.
All right.
Speaking of women's basketball, I gotta ask you, Charles, do you think Caitlin
is a wonderful player? Like she is a great great. And I'm not saying she won't win a championship or even woman athlete, collegiate woman athlete, but she's probably the best in, that's what I'll say. But I remember
Sue Bird.
I mean,
whoops. I'm not just trying to be click threes, she celebrates at the end of the game. She do all that, but like actually,
and forgive me, it's Black History Month, but that's a woman. And not just because of that, but Kelsey Plum was a beast, a dog, and not that Caitlin's not.
Wait a minute. She plays for who?
Iowa.
Caitlin?
Making a point. She plays for Iowa. Like, y'all remember this movie with what's it? With one of the Wayans brothers. Like, if she played on, say she went to South Carolina and played on South Carolina, she would not.
No, she
There are
doesn't.
dogs on that team. This is my. She ain't nowhere near where they are. Mm-mm. So I put all this hype and this pressure on this young, and they're gonna set her up for the fall.
She's already been set up and I don't think that she necessarily had anything to do with it. She was just being herself, and then
I absolutely agree to that. And she's a baller. So, and
look who that would have been. Let me go in front of all these cameras and put a mic in front of me and complain
on TV. Cheryl Miller and JaVale McGee mama put hands and people like, and you get somebody that can go get you 30. And while we talking about Black History Month, and I am a fan, you a fan, I know that the women's team ain't doing that great. Y'all please go check out Get 30. So please, because every time I catch,
shout out to Brittany Senior. She was freshman. She was just getting there, but to go through in Russia, I'm happy that they were able to bring her home. They're gonna be mad at, but it's Black History Month, so I'm gonna celebrate my Black people, and I'm happy that she's back. She's ready to get it going.
What? The dude that can't jump off a curve, that when he win a chip, he goes celebrate with his people on with the trophy. That's the only other dude that can be the face of the NBA. That's it. Luke. First off, if in an NBA game, Steph Curry see you under the rim and go, "Oh, you sweet, you got that bucket. I'm gonna get you back on the other end." That's not defense. That's not defense.
Yeah, you name one superstar in history that you saw. Now, not no random guy that scored a lot of points. I'm talking about actual superstars in this league.
Allen
played defense.
Like, not
just because he was small, don't mean he didn't try to play defense.
Hold on.
Just because he was small, don't mean he didn't try to play defense.
So I don't know if this is the man that posted that. Somebody posted that the NBA and Kyrie Irving. I seen that somewhere, and the new running mate was Eric Snow. He put a whole NBA team on his back and marched to the finals.
He did.
Aaron McKee.
Oh, my bad.
Mutombo on that
Dikembe Mutombo was the only help he had. And
Dikembe Mutombo was 47 years old.
He had young Iggy.
He was not good back then. He was not good.
That wasn't Rick Fox. It was Rick Fox. Man. Was 20% a better player, he would be the GOAT.
Damn.
Everywhere.
I don't like him for the simple fact that he got rings and he don't.
I get it though. Charles Barkley and Robert Horry.
Hold on. You went to the Phoenix Suns, team that don't play defense. Didn't play defense back then. Hasn't played defense. Even when they changed the rules. Stop. How you gonna play less defense?
But look, here's the fuck. But wasn't there when they won 2 rings? He played with all them guys that won the rings, but he just happened to not be on that team. Don't that suck, man?
This just goes to like being the face of the NBA is a special thing, and people have talked about the kid in Minnesota. He doesn't Edwards. He does not have the media savvy to be the face of the NBA. In an age where people are anti-player privilege, player entitlement, they stick a camera in your face and you say, this a vacation for us? What? No.
Do people have to like you to be the face of the NBA, though? Because Bron was the face of the NBA and everybody hated him when he was in Miami. And
they hated him in Miami, but pre-Miami,
nobody liked Kobe.
Nobody, a lot of people didn't like Kobe.
No, nobody. So again,
but
you know what difference is?
You know what the problem is? Anthony Edwards is from the hood, and you can tell. That's why they don't like him. He from the hood, and you can tell.
You get people around you, like
he keep it real. I appreciate players like Anthony Edwards.
Yeah, me too.
There's a part of me that loves that, but we gotta expand the league, and we gotta expand the league. We have to be media. AI became media savvy, which I never thought I would ever see that. That was just like, whoa.
But here's the thing, man. You talking about expanding the NBA? They already have. The head face of the NBA barely speak English. Put a mic in front of Giannis, and you gonna be sitting there looking like mouth wide open. Put a mic in front of Joel Embiid. You gonna be like, what did he say?
So so when we talk about superstars, can we not talk about Joel Embiid?
Wow,
he won MVP.
He is the second coming of Bill Walton. We're not talking about him.
Wow.
I mean, Bill Walton was great though.
Bill Walton could have been right next to Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. He got hurt. He got on the weed, and we ain't see him again until he got to Boston.
I don't know. Hey.
Next to Kareem is high though.
You talk about Mr. Sender. I don't know, bro.
Listen,
the most dominant force the NBA has ever seen up until Shaq stepped on the court.
So
I say dominant big man style. Big man style.
We don't see it a lot because that Portland team was already, you talking about the 70s in Portland, where we didn't see the game until the next day. When they played Doc and crew, and shout out to Dr. J.
It was prime time.
Dr. J had some monsters, but no. The Portland, like, go back and look at that series. That it's a shame that we didn't see that in real time. Bill Walton, and you know how rare it is for me to give white guys like they flowers? It's only like 4. Bill Walton was one of them 4.
Is Pistol Pete on your list? That's all I gotta know. Is Pistol Pete on the list?
Pistol Pete is on my list.
Larry Bird.
Larry Bird is the white boy GOAT.
Yeah, great. Honestly.
Hey.
So who's number 4?
I'm ashamed to say this, but just watching him play. He ain't no winner, but watching him play. Listen, man, did y'all ever see White Chocolate? Jason Williams?
Wow.
Not you. How did I know favorite?
How did I know he was gonna say Jason Williams? I like Jason Williams. Don't get me wrong, but come on.
But he better than Steve Nash.
Come on, man. You just bypassed 2 GOATs. You bypassed Nash and Nowinski. Stop it.
So first off,
bypassed Nash and Nowinski.
Hear me say anything about a soccer coach who got an NBA job. You will not do it.
You talking about a 3-time MVP? 2-time, my bad. 2-time. Oh, you say he robbed Kobe. My bad. You still holding on to that.
Shaq, what are we talking about?
My bad. They hurt each other by being on the same team. Stop it.
Oh my God.
They split votes and Nash got it. But you still went past Nash in the win.
You ready for it? You ready for
Jason Williams.
I'm finna say it right here. John Stockton is 10 times a better point guard than Steve Nash will ever be. I said it.
I don't hate that opinion. I don't agree, but I don't hate it.
I don't hate it.
Listen, John Stockton.
What about the NBA logo? What about the logo, man?
I'm being disrespectful.
We don't give no love to Jerry
all about
West.
Jerry West. I'm so disrespectful right now.
We don't give no love to the logo.
You skipping all these people for Jason Williams. I'm just gonna point that out.
But Jason, that's what I'm talking. That's what I'm trying to say. You went past all these.
My bad.
And went to Jason Williams.
Man, you talk about somebody that's tortured. Jerry West was tortured. Them Boston Celtics tortured him.
Yes, they did. Because Bill Russell the GOAT. If we want to have that real GOAT conversation, Bill Russell the GOAT.
Was that today, Troy? When was we lining up the GOAT conversation?
We were working that way. I was trying to get to the NBA before we got there. We just skipped all over the NBA stuff. We went straight to the GOAT talk because I just disrespected Jerry West, like live and
you disrespected a lot of people, by the way, and went to Jason.
I was never.
I'm so mad at that.
And here's the thing: like in today's NBA, Dirk's patented turnaround kick jump shot is a foul. It's a foul now. That is an unnatural.
If you extend your leg, it's a foul.
It's an unnatural move. It was his move. His turnaround J was an unnatural move.
But it also revolutionized the NBA. He got big man shooting.
Yeah.
Big men were always shooting. Like y'all forget.
I mean, but they weren't shooting like Dirk.
They wasn't allowed to shoot by Dirk. Oh man, we finna do this. Like, first off, we keep acting like the NBA just stopped shooting threes. Y'all do know that there are men that were in the NBA in the late 80s going forward that their only job was to shoot threes. You get out there on that corner. When point guard kick it out, you shoot the three. We forget about Chuck Persons. Forget about him.
What's the name? Deadly Shrimp. I can't
Deadly Shrimp. Man. Marcialonis Sabonis. We forget about those guys. And we forget about those guys because we are now into the pirouette, step back, do 10 steps, shoot the three. Paxson. We there now. John Paxson. You know, Tim Legler. I forgot. Had he not been on such a trash Washington Bullets squad, we would talk about him as one of the great shooters of NBA history. So, but again, I digress.
But who is the GOAT, and how do we base our decision off of who we decide is the GOAT?
So we have to be honest. We have to be honest about our opinions. Our opinions are really based on who we saw in our generation. So, for instance, my dad would tell me straight to my face, "Can't nobody stop Kareem," and he ain't lying.
He's not.
What you gonna do? A 20-foot sky hook? You can't defend that. How you? I'm going to sit there and look at this. You're not defending that. So yes, if I'm honest, I got to put my dad's opinion in there. You got to take Kareem, Mike, LeBron. There are people who say Kobe in front of LeBron, and I understand the reasoning.
Is Bill in the conversation?
Bill is in the conversation. But I'm saying that's before my dad. You know what I'm saying? So there are people who say, yeah, Bill. There are people who say the logo. My problem with the logo is that he got an albatross around his neck just like LeBron got around his neck. He did not beat the Celtics. He got his championship when the Celtics lost. He didn't beat the Celtics. He tell you to this day, that is a bittersweet moment for him. Him getting the ring, but it wasn't against the Boston Celtics.
Then we got so we can always look at the careers of the players, right? When did they win their ring? So we know Michael Jordan won 6. He won 3 in a row, took a couple years off. Rockets won both of those. He came back, they won 3 more. We know that. What they don't tell you is when he finally won his ring, it was against some pretty washed up teams. Not saying that not to take anything away from him.
But that Portland team was not washed. That Portland team, I'm going down this hill when he won that chip.
Crazy.
I'm sorry.
Who was his contemporary?
Are you kidding me?
Who was his contemporary in that game?
Clyde
in that series?
Drexler was in his prime.
Was he? He was at the end of it.
No, he wasn't. He wasn't at the end of his career till he got to Houston.
No, he was still
in his
young.
prime.
He wasn't in his prime till 2 years later.
Yeah, he wasn't in his prime yet.
You do know that
Clyde was still young.
You do know that Clyde is
was
only a
still
couple years
young.
older than Jordan, right?
I mean,
Yes,
yeah.
I know.
That
I don't
Houston
know.
Five Slamma Jamma team, that Houston Five Slamma Jamma team, Clyde, Akeem, yeah, they're in the same age.
How many games did that series go?
It only went
like 5.
It went 4.
It went 5. It went 5. They beat the shit out of them.
Like that. So first off,
and we never saw that Portland team again
at all.
We never saw that Portland team again.
Do you know why?
Ever. They died after that. It was over with.
Watched.
Because
they were already
free agent signing in Houston that changed the balance of power. What are we talking about? Like, this is my thing.
They beat a
Why do you think Clyde left? The team wasn't good. You don't leave good teams in the 90s.
Because you had Robinson leaving. Kevin Duckworth was at the end of his career. And oh my God, what's the other guy? Oh my God, there's a dude I'm missing.
You just named a bunch of guys that were lost to history.
Right.
They were lost to history, but they were still all-stars.
Man, they're former all-stars.
All NBA. I'm sorry, all hold on, let me see. All NBA.
You got to look it up because they are lost to history. Yeah, the archives got them.
Like,
but Jordan, do they live in the memories of people?
That didn't make their career irrelevant.
Jordan went through washed up Lakers, the falling off Blazers, the mediocre Suns.
We just creating false narratives now. We're not doing that.
We're not.
Was washed. That Lakers team was washed. His first championship.
That was no longer the Showtime Lakers of the 80s. It wasn't.
A few things we just need to point out.
That Sonics team.
That washed up Lakers team, ran through that early Sonics team, ran through the West that still had Akeem Olajuwon. I'm sorry, they had Akeem Olajuwon. Nope, wasn't Ralph Sampson had gone. They still had Akeem Olajuwon.
Hakeem had zero help. Zero. You talk about a 91?
You talk about a 90? Mad Max like that. We're not doing it.
The Rockets had zero help in 91, bro.
Oh, man.
Zero. There was no help.
Why we gotta do this? Why we gotta do? I was gonna make a simple contemporary comparison.
No, but we gotta use all the facts.
You're right, all the facts. All the
gotta
excuses in the world. What happened when Jordan got there?
What happened when Jordan got there?
Yeah, what happened when he got to the finals?
When he finally got to the finals.
When he got to the finals, what happened?
Exactly. He was drafted in what, 84?
We keep making these excuses. Hold on.
He didn't see the finals until year 8, year 7.
Did it happen? Is he 100% or is he 40%? Since we going straight there.
That's not what I'm saying. I never said anything about him not winning in the finals. I said we got to look at the teams that he did beat. If you beat a bunch of trash squads, do that make you good? Answer that.
Jordan,
you're right. You're 100% right. So if you lose to a trash squad, what does that make you?
Even worse.
What trash squads did
Them Mavs? We're not going to do that.
The Mavs, the Dirk Nowitzki led Mavs was a trash squad.
Yes.
The Dirk Nowitzki Mavs.
Yes.
Then let's blame
the coaching. Let's blame the coaching and not doubling Dirk Nowitzki. They let Dirk Nowitzki give Chris Bosh 35 a night.
False narrative. They didn't double
Dirk. It ain't a false narrative.
They put Chris Bosh on Dirk, and they had a problem with J.J. Barrera.
He was hitting shots. It's basketball. People are going to make shots sometimes, either whether they open or not.
Wait, what?
And then how?
I'm not. Go ahead.
Mavs series aside, right? Like, no.
You gotta let him finish.
Let him
finish.
Mavs series aside, because that's the only series that LeBron played in where he should have won, right? Every other series, that first when he took them bum ass Cavs. Can I cuss? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
When
You
he
good.
took them bum ass Cavs, that first team, when he drugged them to the finals, they ain't deserve to be there, but they had LeBron. That Mavs team, okay. The 2 championships he won, he shouldn't have beat the Spurs that first time. The OKC team, if they were like a year or 2 older, they probably would have won. He lost against maybe the greatest defender of the 2010s in Kawhi, and honestly, the best player of his era in Tim Duncan, because Tim over Kobe.
I gave them a pass on that series, but they came back and won against them same Spurs.
Well, not they won.
No, they beat a better Spurs team. Actually, they were better the second time LeBron played, and he beat them.
Because that was the year when the second time when they lost, that was when Kawhi had really come out and was taking over the Spurs. But then after that, when he went back to Cleveland, they played the greatest regular season team of all time, and then that team went and got KD. Like they lost to a really good Warriors team with it was just LeBron and a bunch of bums because Kevin and Kyrie was hurt. They come back, Kevin and Kyrie are healthy-ish. They beat the greatest regular season team of all time. That team goes and gets probably the second best player in the league, maybe third, depending on how you feel about Steph. And then they win the next 2. Like, what's LeBron supposed to do with that?
So a couple things, right? All right. So I keep getting, when we have these debates, I get the whole Kevin Love was an all-pro player when he got to Cleveland.
He was hurt.
I'm just saying.
He was hurt in the finals, so he didn't play. It ain't nothing about him.
Hold on. I'm talking about
he just wasn't there.
All time in Cleveland, they try to make it seem like, oh, he was a bump. No, he wasn't. He was a legit third star.
No, but the team
nobody
playing in the finals was a bum.
Not in the finals. I'm saying during this regular season, he was legit third star. Point blank. Now, as we like to reimagine history, Jordan's only series that he should have lost, they were not favored against the Spurs. People forget that. I mean, not the Spurs. They were not favored against Portland. People forget that. They weren't favored. Portland was favored.
So that's one.
I'm pretty sure I bet Marlo that Jordan was going to lose to Portland. Not only did they win, but they won in a backdoor sweep, if I'm not mistaken. Because I was talking big shit after that first win, and it didn't happen no more. Jordan destroyed his contemporaries. And that's what I mean. Like his contemporaries, because y'all keep forgetting, Jordan came in an era where the 2 guard was the center of the universe. This current version of the NBA is the 3. That's why you got LeBron. That's why you got Kawhi. That's why you got Giannis. The 3 is the new version of the NBA. The 3 back in the day
Let me ask you a question. When the last time a 3 won the MVP?
Did Giannis win?
I want you to validate that statement. When the last time a 3 won the MVP?
Giannis is more of a 4 than a 3.
Wait, hold on. What are we talking about?
He is a power forward.
LeBron won an MVP or 2.
Yeah, he's probably the last one.
When was the last time it happened? Is what I'm saying.
They are the center of the universe.
Today. No, they're not.
Kevin Durant is Kevin a 3 or a 4? What do we call it?
It has gone back. It has gone back to the big man, Jokic.
As it should, because he is the best. He was the best player in the NBA for 3 straight years, and he couldn't jump off a curve.
You gotta have a point guard, and you gotta have a big man. The way basketball was intended.
I would agree with that. So, since you brought that up, not to get off topic, what's going on with Kevin Durant, man?
Shaq's in a fool. I have no idea.
Why he keep... So, he went on a safe space on his, I think it's True Network. He had a interview with his agent, And the agent asked him, how do you feel about this talk about you not being a leader? And he says that he does not want to be called not a leader, but he doesn't want to be called a leader either. But don't say he don't lead. He says he leads by example.
What?
That sounds like a Kevin Durant statement, though. Like, it sounds up his alley.
So I'm gonna be transparent, okay?
I'm not a leader, but I lead by example. Don't label me as a leader, though.
I'm gonna be transparent. I like guys who can get buckets. I am an Alex English fan. I am a Carmelo fan. My brain tells me I should be a Kevin Durant fan. But Kevin Durant keep doing stuff that make my brain say you are not a Kevin Durant fan. I like people who go get 30 and talk shit about it. Kevin go get 30 and go to Starbucks. And he get pissed off when people say something on the internet about him.
Drive right past the barbershop every time we go to.
Why?
Look, man, Kevin Durant supposed to be my hero, man. He's supposed to be my hero. You see this flag behind me? That's supposed to be my hero. I don't get down with flip-floppers. I just don't like flip-floppers. There's no loyalty. That means you don't stand on business. I understand it's a business in the NBA. Professional sports is a business. But when you make a commitment to those guys in the locker room, I'm not talking about the upper management. I'm talking about the commitment to the guys in the locker room. That just tells me the type of person you are. You will step on anybody to get ahead.
Yeah, I know he
I don't
talking
like
about
people like that. I don't like people like that. I don't like flip
I know
flops.
you're talking about me, right? And I don't care because I'm back a New York Knicks fan. I don't care. I'm a New York Knicks fan again.
I wasn't talking about you. I'm talking about Kevin Durant, flip flopper, the ultimate flip flopper. How you blow a 3-1 lead to a team and then go join that team that same offseason? Like, stop it.
They blew
Hey, hit dog will holla.
You shut your mouth.
That's all I'm saying.
The team he went and joined, they blew a 3-1 lead too, so he felt like they were kindred spirits because,
Right.
LeBron came back against the greatest team, a team better than any team that Jordan played, just for the record.
Not gonna happen.
The core of them are. Steph.
I said there was no core of Boston Celtics. What Red Auerbach
check too.
I'm just like we've been talking about. That was Danny Ainge, and that's because he bit Tree.
He wouldn't have got past them in the playoffs.
My point was,
but we're talking
that team.
Every year he played,
except for two.
TP played exceptional team ball with what did JJ Redick say? That was the best plumber team in the history of the world. Also,
I'm glad you out there. I'm glad
it was plumber JJ Redick, because if he say another word about Austin Rivers' daddy, he said, "Didn't he coach you? Didn't you have your best?" Come on, man.
Doc do be getting away with a
job he took to be worse.
I mean, I can't make it work both ways. Come on, give me a break. I got to take the best. I got to take the good.
It's crazy.
I do not.
You was mad when Jason Kidd got a coaching job.
Can't wait to the finals as a coach. In his career, that's what Jason Kidd did. That's what Jason Kidd did. Also, shouldn't be coaches. I don't know. Thank God Jordan didn't try to be a coach. But like I said, that's that yet.
Jokic.
I'm a Celtics fan, but like, is Jokic having an MVP year?
Man, I think he's a big part of it, and I think that goes into the year where they at now without him.
Oh, absolutely. He's so casual.
But that's why I say, yeah, and it's not flashy. It just gets the job done. From where you from? You be in the running for another ring. I don't know if the Timberwolves have enough experience.
I think the Thunder might.
Battle of wills between Jokic and Cat. I'm taking Jokic. The problem is he still got Cat.
He got Cat on Jokic, and
I mean, wouldn't it be
I
go?
got
Wouldn't it be Gobert? Wouldn't Gobert be matching up with Jokic?
So, they both centers.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't think Rudy is quick enough to stay with him.
This is academic. We already seen that matchup. It didn't work.
It didn't work.
It did not work. So,
and the 3,000 thread count pillowcase I got on my super Tempur-Pedic pillow is harder than Cat.
You know what? I want to say I'm sorry to Cat catching all these strays, but I ain't because he got. We talking about a dude that wins the skills competition on a regular basis, and it just does not translate. It never translates. Oh. Speaking of skills competition, so are we going to talk about that NBA All-Star Weekend? We're gonna talk about that. We're not gonna talk about the 400 points that was on the board in the NBA All-Star game.
They don't play defense, but I wouldn't expect them to because playing defense is how you get hurt,
and it's
how you hurt other players.
So there has rarely been an injury in the All-Star game. And even when they play defense, like I'm not gonna act like the All-Star game there was always defense. No, in the fourth quarter, they're like, no, we're gonna play defense and somebody finna get this MVP trophy. We ain't seen defense in the All-Star game in 8 seasons. Like it's not even.
It's supposed to be. It's supposed to be fun though. It's a friendly game of basketball.
What was fun in that?
They turned the NFL Pro Bowl into flag football. Like at least they ain't done that to the NBA. At least they not playing. At least they not playing horse.
I think that would be better than the dunk competition.
Probably the dunk
competition is done.
There's no way I should be seeing a G leaguer win the NBA dunk competition 2 years in a row with dunks that Ash might be able to do. And my 7-year-old is quite creative.
The last great
All-Star in it, and he ain't really. No offense to Jaylen Brown, but he wasn't bringing it like Aaron Gordon or the Dwight Howards of past. Like,
and I don't even like them winning. I hate big men winning the dunk contest. It's ugly, sloppy.
Dwight was
give me
Jaylen
Jason Richardson. Give me Jay Richardson.
Jaylen Brown shouldn't have been. Like that was the Boston Celtics probably was wearing paper bags. That was horrible.
So apparently we are already
he tried a D Brown dunk and cover his eyes after he got on the ground.
And then he said he didn't know it was a D Brown dunk.
Absolutely terrible.
You know, so I get it. Like the generation of today are disinterested in history in the past. I get all that. But when you do the dunk and you don't know it's an homage, why are you doing the dunk?
Exactly.
Hey, I'm sorry, but thank you for letting me on the podcast. But I gotta hop off.
Oh yeah. No problem. Thank you for coming out, man. Thank you for coming out. We probably took a lot more of
100%,
your
man.
time than I had expected. We got, like I said, we get derailed when we start talking about GOAT talk. It gets ugly. I get disrespectful.
But thank you for enlightening us about the whole thing going on with MLB and Tennessee State.
Sure.
You know, I hope they don't, continue what they plan to gentrify. But we know that's,
Yeah.
I hate to say it's inevitable, but that's the world. The world is built for change. And if that's a part of the growth, then it's just a part of the process. Got to learn how to deal with it or grow with it.
Just pay them people.
I mean, at bare minimum. Bare minimum.
I just hope they take care of them, on the way. That's it. That's all we can pray for.
Sure.
Facts.
All right. Thank you, man.
See y'all later. Have a good one and appreciate it.
All right. Now that company gone, I'm gonna get down
Stop
to some
it.
business. Down to some business.
Troy about to be in his boxes. He said the company gone.
But all right,
First thing you do when people leave the house, you start taking clothes off.
Yeah, man, I'm get relaxed now. I can get naked now. So
You sure better not.
Oh,
I was
you
joking.
fuck,
These are jokes. They just jokes. I'm not getting naked on stream. Do not cancel the podcast. You will never see me butt bookie naked on stream. You will never do that. Let's get that out.
Wow.
They not even be close.
For real. Like, woo. God dang, TP. Let me y'all say a prayer for me because I'm finna check the score again. Oh, it's 3-3. It's 3-3. The Lightning have made it back. They have made it back. All right, I'm checking the stream real quick. For some reason, I was frozen on my end, but it just may be it was just my end. All right, so talk about the Lightning. Oh, Smith gonna get a new contract, TP. The Seahawks are gonna rework Smith's contract, Geno Smith's contract. So they let him get the $12 million. So so he can get a new rework his contract. So basically, they gave him a signing bonus. Hey man, we're gonna shoot you 12. Then as soon as you get these 12, we're gonna rework your contract. That, you know what?
Yeah,
I respect that. That's solid.
Because of the cap hit.
Yeah,
because of the cap hit.
Yeah, that's a solid. They didn't cut him. That's a. I mean, that's good work though. That's absolutely good work.
They don't. They know not to cut him because what is the alternative?
If they cut him, he's gonna be in Vegas in 2.5 seconds. Hey TP, are you sitting down?
I am.
Remember I told you the Chargers gonna charge no matter who the coach? Chargers offensive coordinator Greg Roman's plan for Justin Herbert run the football. This is a quote. Can you imagine Justin Herbert with a great running game? We don't know, but I can imagine what it looked like. So that's kind of the vision. I promise you. If you run Justin Herbert against them Raiders, he's finna be out for the season. I seen him run. He ain't Patrick Mahomes, and Patrick Mahomes tell you he ain't fast. So you finna run Justin Herbert? Go ahead. I dare you. I double dog dare you. Please. You hit. My coach talking about putting paws and feet on Patrick Mahomes. He finna go WWE on Justin Herbert. They gonna bring out chairs. What are we doing? Oh man. Boy, my ratings look better and better every day because Coach is just stupid. He talking like he in the NFC South. Like craziness. Just
I'm not affected by your hate.
it ain't hate. He's talking crazy. And
yeah, that's pretty much hate right there.
I don't. TP, you tell me. You tell me how you feel about Justin Herbert running the football.
I think Justin Herbert running
like
I don't think that's what he meant.
Like him
No. He meant the running game and incorporating him in the running game.
I hope he know how to slide.
He ain't gonna sit down. He ain't that fast. Oh God.
Because if he don't know how to slide, it's not gonna end well.
Oh. I should not be happy that the opposing coach wants to run the football and run his quarterback. That should not bring joy to my heart. That should scare me. But it's the Chargers, and the Chargers are going to charge. All that talent. Oh, this is a story I forgot to tell y'all about.
But before you move on, one more thing. The Chargers don't get a running back, but go ahead.
Austin Eckler, oh no, he was on a 1-year deal.
I said what I said. Try running the ball without a running back. Let's see how that works out for the Chargers with no running back.
Did we even think?
What do you think? What do you think the defense keys on when you run option football? They focus on the most dynamic player, and if the quarterback is more dynamic than the running back, guess who they worried about? The quarterback. They gonna get blasted. Go ahead. Yes, absolutely. I hope he knows how to slide. That's all I'm saying.
You can't slide on the pitch, TP. You just gotta take that hit.
No, you can slide. Lamar slides. He starts sliding.
Oh man.
When he breaks the line, if it's gonna be a hit, he goes down. Or you can do a Josh Allen and fake slide and run for a touchdown.
Oh man. Wow. We are in some weird times. This is the story I forgot. So MLB players add concerns about the see-through pants on the new uniforms. So Major League Baseball got some new lighter fabric. And the uniforms are see-through. And players are using words like challenge and amateurish. Yeah, I don't like see-through pants is a universal.
First of all, if I'm a MLB player, my new policy is no draws game day. You want some see-through pants? You go get what you get. Game day, no draws. we gonna see if we change that outfit.
What?
Not named.
That's an option.
No
That's an
stitches.
option.
It will be until their uniforms change.
So, all right, because I just want to see this to the end. So you're gonna go out there and play a baseball game with no draws on. What if you got slide in the second base?
I ain't sliding. Nobody don't do that with no draws on. I'm just out.
So you don't need pants.
Hey, if they want them to be see-through, that's what they're getting.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm glad we cleared that up.
And if y'all MLB players need some tips, hit me up. Tell y'all how to change some rules.
Oh man, you know what? It's my fault. It's my fault. You know what, TP? I called Marlo. I was like, man, you know what? We need prime Marlo tonight. We need prime Marlo tonight. Sometimes when you pray, you got to be very specific in your prayers, because God will give you exactly what you want, and I got what I wanted and then some.
If you want somebody not to get shot, don't give me no gun. Just don't give me one. I'm gonna use it.
Oh.
That's all I'm saying.
And in the "Why are we here" section, judge declines to dismiss lawsuit against ex-NBA star Dwight Howard. So we are unfortunately about to go to depositions. I don't want this for Dwight. I don't want this for anybody. This not gonna go well at all. But in lighter news, Jake Paul and Tommy Fury are going to have a boxing rematch that could lead to an MMA fight. I don't know. I don't know, fellas. Right? Oh. Um, so there were some college games last night, some college basketball games last night that went down to the very wire. That Kentucky game last night, that was some pretty good basketball. That was some pretty good basketball, and I only saw the fourth quarter or the end of the second half of that game, and those guys, they was hooping. They was absolutely hooping. Oh, by the way, Miami lost to Duke again. Not that it didn't even matter. And Alabama beat Florida in overtime. And then the Kentucky LSU game. This SEC might be the best basketball conference right now. Might be. I think they're better than the Big Ten right now. And we haven't hit the tournament run yet, or the conference. Everybody getting ready to go to the conference that last little week, but LSU came to play. Kentucky had this game. And I'm talking about had it, splashed the three, and somehow, some way, LSU pulled that thing out. Absolutely pulled that thing out. Shout out to the coaches, because neither coach called a timeout at the end of the game. No, ain't calling no timeout. Go win it. and they took a shot at trying to win it. And LSU just happened to come out on top. So, whew, just, it's getting that time of year, y'all. It's getting that time of year. College basketball is going to start heating up. They're going to start heating up. So, TP, big week. I'm gonna go ahead and say I want to thank everybody for coming out before I start. I know there was a lot of tongue wrestling going on Twitter, but history really happens. It's really a thing. And if you don't know history, whether it's in sports or in life, you are doomed to repeat it. Know your history. That being said, I know a lot of people that see the podcast, you may see it later on, or you may see some clips on that I post on Twitter or whatever. Come to the streams, check out the videos, listen to the podcast on wherever you consume podcasts at. Like, subscribe, leave a comment. If you want us to do something different, hey, send us a message. I read everything, both good and bad. As you can see, I read everything. Sometimes I take things personal. We got a whole set aside time for bring your ass. So if you want to get into this ring and debate, bring your ass. That being said, there has been a lot of back and forth about what's going on in the HBCUs with head coaches leaving for lesser jobs. Well, there's rumors that the Georgia running back coach is going to take over at Georgia State. And if that does happen, we now know why. And it's not just HBCUs, it's everywhere. FCS coaches are taking lower jobs to get shots at FBS jobs. Because as we learned from Jimbo Fisher, all you need is one good shot. And if it don't work out, they got to pay you a lot of money to go home. So people are looking for the golden parachute. There are young coaches who are still looking to make their names. And it is nothing wrong with FCS schools hiring the young coaches that are trying to make a name for themselves. Because as we have learned, coaches are trying to get these big time jobs to secure their golden parachute. And while that's going on, EA has decided that they were going to pay players who opt into the NIL deal $600 and a free copy of NCAA football. So let me say this. Ed O'Bannon did spend almost 2 decades fighting the NCAA and EA Sports, going all the way to the Supreme Court for you to sell out for $600. Because they are going to turn this game into NCAA mud football. And they're going to start charging extraordinary rates to just average fans to buy your card, of which you're going to get $600 total. Think about that. CP?
$600 is nothing. If that's what they are going to pay them, they should have been done that.
Yeah.
Like, I can't believe that that's the number that they came up with. Oh, yes, I can. It's the NCAA. But, I guess it's a good thing they getting something, but $600 is nothing. There should be some type of royalties or something, because some cards, if they make it like, like EA Madden, it's not gonna be pretty. Because right now, Madden Ultimate Team is pay to play. If you're not spending money to build your team, then your team ain't gonna be that good. I can just see this going downhill.
NBA. EA football was the alternative to Madden's MUT. Because if you didn't want to spend a bunch of money to play football, you get NCAA football and just have at it. And that's
Mhm.
gone. Anybody who thought that was coming back, I can promise you that's gone. The moment you click download roster, you probably gonna have to pay money.
Sad, but true.
I already know that 93 Florida State squad, that's probably gonna be $400.
You think they gonna charge for
Why would they?
old so
Why
players
would
that aren't getting paid because it's only going to current college athletes. It's crazy.
I don't know much about the video game thing. That's why I've been quiet.
no,
But
we know
if
you
I
got
was a college athlete and, and you came to me talking about some $600 in a game, gonna have to see what your fight game about. That's all I'm saying.
well, that was my interesting take of the week. TP, what you got for us?
Ah, where to start? Where to start? So NBA is here. All-Star weekend was, it was what it was. But we're in a situation where we're starting to see some teams, maybe they're overperforming, you know? I was asking earlier, do we think that the Cavaliers are actually good, but they have the second best record in the East? So something either is really right over there, or something is gonna be terribly wrong, you know, come the end of the season. We also have teams like the Timberwolves, who are still very young, but can they get it done in the playoffs? How many times have we seen young teams get to the playoffs and fold just because they're not ready? It does matter. You got to have guys that are tested and built for the long haul. If your team isn't built for the playoffs, i.e., the Warriors last year, they were literally not built to win. We've seen a change. Can't ask Looney to go out there for 48 minutes trying to guard Jokic. It's not going to end well. Sorry, it's just not. But I think going forward, we're gonna see teams really start to show who they are, and the teams that we know are good, like the Nuggets, the Suns, the Celtics, the Bucks. I want to say the Knicks. But they do this. They do this all the time. They do this all the time. They get your They get your hopes and dreams up, and then it's just nothing at the end of it. But y'all can keep that hope alive. Keep that hope alive. Um, Again, we got XFL and the AFL merging. Can't wait for the USFL league to start. I truly believe it's going to be something to watch. I'll probably talk about it every week until it kicks off. But outside of that, we got the NFL Combine next week. This is when we're going to start to see those draft picks and everything else. Is that your guy? Is it still your guy? Is the question we going to have to ask. Is he still your guy? Is Drake May still a first round quarterback? It's a lot of questions we're gonna have to answer. But y'all enjoy your week, and I will see y'all here same time, same place.
Marlo, what you got?
Yes, sir.
Oh
I
man,
am I am a diehard rattler. I I'm very defensive about things that I see on social media that I tend to normally wouldn't pay too much attention to. But there was this thing I saw today. Duke Blue Devil posted a picture of Willie Simmons with the caption Coach of the Year and a Duke Blue Devil shirt, Duke Blue Devil background, Duke Blue. He has not coached a single snap for Duke. Why on this side of glory would their social media person put that out there like that? Like it sickens me that I understand they're paying him now, but they didn't pay him when he became coach of the year. So it offended me. And as I delve deep into the thought process about it, well, maybe they have a right to it. No, they absolutely do not. Not one of the athletes who was responsible for him getting coach of the year played at Duke. Not one of his assistant coaches who was responsible for him getting coach of the year played at Duke. Nor was the check he received from the university paid by Duke. So how could you claim coach of the year when you had absolutely nothing to do with it? It's a slap in the face to my university. And I really hope that someone over at Duke pulls that down. And it could be said, we hired a coach of the year, but you can never say he was a coach of the year for Duke. That's what I'm getting at. But I'm good. I hope everybody have a blessed week. Go fam, go Bucks, go Ray. And, go Lightning, even though they just lost.
if I start talking about the Lightning on this podcast, they might run me out of town.
I ain't in Tampa. I'm sorry, motherfuckers messed up my ticket.
So Marlo is gonna be the first clip of the night because Marlo said "Kumbaya" at the end after he just got done saying "fuck you" for 5 minutes.
Not kumbaya.
You. I said
Not
kumbaya to
kumbaya.
everybody else who's listening. But everybody over there do. Fuck you. The
So
person in charge of our social media. Fuck you.
So TP, if you keeping score, Duke caught hands and Miami caught hands all in one podcast.
Yeah.
Y'all should probably leave FAMU alone. Just me. I seen a Bethune-Cookman fan say, when you talk shit to FAMU, they're going to make you leave them alone because all of them are historians.
We learn at our school.
Woo. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it has been a...
Not we learn at our school.
I'm just
I
saying.
thought they learned at all the schools.
Apparently not in Miami.
Supposed to.
I'm sorry.
But they haven't learned one valuable lesson.
with the Rattlers.
Don't come for the heel.
Again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming out. As always, like, subscribe, share it with your friends. Let them know that you had an absolute wonderful time with the Gathering of Old Men Podcast. TP, myself, Marlo, we are